For centuries, the simple arrow has played its part in history, used with caution, fired with precision, unchanged by time. The Greeks competed with it, the Normans duelled with it, the Apache hunted with it. The British have perfected it. Hey up, and welcome to my wacky, wonderful world of darts. Over the last 20 years, I've become notorious for talking bollocks on the telly while two blokes threw bits of metal at a mat. In that time, I've been accused of trying to start wars, corrupting the English language, screaming like a banshee with piles, and even having Tourette syndrome. That's kids who can't stop bloody swearing. I was a confused child right from the kick-off. I was born and bred in Geordieland, and my dad Bob wanted me to be a nuclear scientist. Me mum Martha wanted me to be a priest. From the outset, I was surrounded by a loony but inspired patter. My mum once referred to an insurance man with concertina trousers as arse in pockets. So no wonder I come out with this kind of crap. Tony Brown attacks opponents to a desperate Dan takes on cow pie. And Shane's as happy as a hound dog who's won a year's supply of Borneo. Well, came up like the Laughing Cavalier. Now he looks like Lee Van Cleef on a bad night. It's the kind of jousting we used to see when Ivanhoe was stuffing the Normans. My boyhood was split between two conflicting desires. One to be the brains of the remove at the local grammar school, and the other to get a nickname like Flash or Tex down the billiard hole. On Friday nights, I regularly lost me 10 bob, that's 50p pocket money, to sharks like Jimmy the Screw, you know I explain, and Albert Bubbles. That's how I learned to mix the patter of the hustler with the jargon of the school SWAT. It all happened for me, and for darts, in February 1978 in Nottingham, aptly Robin Hood's old stomping ground. The BBC decided to cover the first ever Embassy World Professional Darts Tournament. 16 lads who had up to now been playing for the odd few quid against their pals down the pub were to be showcased like football stars. Two Welshmen became overnight sensations. Alan Evans, already a pro from the Ronda, and his pal Leighton Rees, an NCB Stoneman from Annisabul. They launched a tournament that is still going today and started me off at the bottom of a learning curve.
Oh, Velda.
Maximum.
180!
Well, Leighton really going at town now. That's a beauty. Slid off.
85.
Come on, mate.
So Leighton at 60 ahead. And oh, this is immaculate.
180!
That's two on the trot. Two 180s by Rees. You will never see darts anywhere else in the world like that. 6 darts placed with perfect precision. He's down to a double already. It's Leighton Rees, and Evans has got it all to do.
24.
So Leighton Rees to go 3-2 up, once double 2.
Leighton requires 4.
Leighton wants double 2.
Yes, Sid shot! And the big leg to Leighton Rees.
That 10-dart finish set the whole TV darts ball rolling. Some folk were even counting the pints of lager. Later in the game, Evans produced his best form and got me inspired too.
136.
Evans can go on from 136. Make it 2-1.
Double 8. Yeah! Fantastic! I said he needed magic. That's magician work. Reese didn't know he was having a shampoo, a shave, or washing his feet. I got some stick for that one from the Private Eye Coleman Bowls column. I can just imagine the smart arses laughing at this working class tosh on the BBC. A shave? Washing his feet? Hardly all at O'John's old bean. Well, let me tell you, I was doing a bit of swift subbing of what Leighton Rees actually said to me. When Evans went off like that, I don't know if I was having a shave, a shit, a shower, or a shampoo. Better a bit of stick than a P45, I reckon. Reese beat Evans and went on to win the first World Championship by beating John Lowe. But a year later, the tables were turned, and yours truly was still a bit subdued.
A wire's worth out of it. So
Leighton require
Reese,
89.
I feel has to get out here. He's got to hit the ball. No?
56 score.
So 3 darts in his hand. John Lowe of Claycross.
John, you require 20.
Quite savouring the moment. Double 10.
Yes! Game shot!
The grin
and
of the champion,
John
the new
Lowe.
champion being congratulated by the old. And there'll be a reception in Claycross as if the Ayatollah Khomeini had
Ladies and
walked into
gentlemen.
town.
John Lowe grinning like a Russian bear, snarling at the United Nations. Now, I'm not daft, and I find well that some of my panic gets right on the tits of some folk. And that last crack with the Russians, the United Nations, sent a Major General from Sutton Coldfield absolutely ballistic. Does this Waddell fellow not realise that the Russians have thousands of warheads aimed at the West, and that his inflammatory words are just what they're waiting for? That's all you need on your CV, isn't it? Started World War III. I started my letter of reply, Dear Fan. By 1980, Eric Bristow was the world #1. He was a showman, cocky and gobby with it. He was favourite to win the title. But Bobby George, a bulge-muscled builder from Essex, and also a showman, gave him a run for his money. And they both gave me something to get really excited about. The atmosphere here is a cross between the Munich Beer Festival and the Colosseum at Rome, and the Christmas is on the menu.
Game on, ladies and gentlemen, please. 5th and final leg on the 8th set. Eric Bristow to throw
Well,
first.
I've been on tenterhooks all week, but pretty relaxed tonight because these lads have played amazing darts, and we could be in the deciding leg of the 1980 Embassy World Championship.
100. Bobby, you require 141.
Bobby's got a chance as the 3-dart shot. He's got the 60, treble 15. Lovely shot.
123.
Well, I've been doing this game for a while. I don't remember this much tension. For the championship, Shanghai on 20s. He's got the 60, 20. Double top.
80.
A whisker out. Means double 9, and the set to level it up.
Bobby, you require 80. Best of order, please.
Oh, he's awkward one. No, he
No
busts.
score.
That says it all. So here we have championship point.
Eric, you require
The
40.
crafty Cockney Eric Bristow, rated #1 in the
Best of
world,
order, please, ladies and gentlemen.
needs a single double to become the world champion. Wants double 10. Eric Bristow from Stoke Newington becomes the 1980 Embassy Professional Champion of the world with fantastic darts here at Jolly's.
Bobby needed a bigger comeback than Lazarus. Don't talk to me about bloody Lazarus or religion. It's too painful. At Cambridge Uni, me and 3 chums completely blew the inter-college final of 1962. We were playing away, so to acclimatise kind of, we got to our opponent's local a couple of hours early. Sub up you lads, said the beaming mine host. You'll crucify our lot. They are trainee vicars. They spend more time praying than practising. By the time the vicar showed up, one in a dog collar, we were hammered. We couldn't hit a bloody thing, and we were arguing in lumps. The vicars strolled it. But that night did convince me of the drama inherent in life on the jockey. Jockey, belly wobbling like a blancmange, brissy, nostrils flaring, and little finger poised. Lobo, face of stone and eyes of agate. Darts players were now household names.
They liked a pint and a laugh, no matter how serious the game or how big the money. And they were great characters. The 1982 final featured two of the greatest, gentleman John Lowe and a lad from the back streets of Kirkcaldy in Scotland, Jockey Wilson. These folk have come from over the border and over the seas to see Jockey on the Hockey.
To live in this set, 9 double 16, double 16 now, on the wire.
9 score.
The tension showing on Jockey's face. He's trying to keep his cool and say, come on, lad, to himself. One dart could give him the World Championship, double 16.
Yeah! Game, stop, and match to Jockey Wilson, 1982.
Jockey wins! Lowe congratulates him. The victor takes the plaudits thanks to the officials, Jim and Ken and all the lads on the stage. Jack Price, the caller referee. And the tears on furrow, the tears of pride. They'll be singing, they'll be howling, flinging all over Scotland for this lad.
You need a bit of help as well as inspiration to mix metaphors like that. But it did reflect a recent near-hockey experience. I usually prepare for a major tournament by popping down some pub, propping up the News of the World shot-out chart on the mantelpiece and trying and failing to hit 161s, etc. So this kid walks in and he's brill. He explained that 'cause he's on the dole, he sleeps through the day and practices darts all night. I kind of burn the midnight candle, he said. Well, I reckon, if you can't think him, pinch him. And really the big thing with darts commentary is you're talking about your mates. I mean, Motty can't say, Keane played crap or foul as a pillock. But then Motty has probably not been up half the night having a swally in a game of pool with the protagonists.
In 1983, Eric Bristow was hot favourite to take his third world title. He was the biggest name in darts. But he reckoned without the white-faced kid from Ipswich, Keith Della, who started out as a 100-to-1 outsider and finished like a thoroughbred.
He's got an arm as true as Alan at Dale. What a throw at Della.
Requires 121.
He's got to get this leg, Bristow. Bullseye. Played the percentage shot.
89. Case requires 138.
Living dangerous, Bristow. He's banking on Della not doing this, but the shot's on for the title. Double 12 for the title.
Nothing like it in my life. Keith Della of Ipswich, 23-year-old. He had to qualify to get here. Bristow did a percentage shot. Della did the business. He's now the world champion. A freak out here at Jolly's. A freak out. Wondrous darts.
Keith Della.
In 1987, once again, Bristow was in the limelight. Could he repeat his old magic? He won the title 3 years on the trot, 84, 85 and 86. John Lowe had an answer.
Double 10! That'll do! Low ball from Claycross, champion in 79! Does it again in 87! What a match! The question I'm most often asked by darts fans is, what is Eric Bristow really like? The answer is difficult. In his early career, Eric found it easy to play the arrogant Cockney brat. And in fact, his mum Pam once handbagged me for suggesting that her boy was scared of Jockey Wilson. But now Brisky's more mellow. The fans have taken to him. Sad to say, the fans are not able to show their feelings for the one and only Jockey Wilson, because the wee maestro has jacked in, mind, a host of stories. Around about 1980, a BBC bigwig came to an event to present the prizes. Jockey won, but the suit didn't want to use Jockey's nickname. What is his real name? Asked the suit. John Thomas Wilson, I replied. I'll call him Jockey, murmured the suit. After some ups and downs, Jockey was back in the big time in 1989.
Jockey required 20.
Double 10 to take the title. Double 10.
Jockey Wilson! Champion of the world in 1982! Does it! But what an amazing comeback by Bristol! He was 5 sets to love down. Unbelievable! What a match!
The whole darts world was torn apart by crisis in 1993. Lowe, Bristow, Wilson and other big stars led a revolt against the British Darts organisation. The players wanted to organise tournaments independently. The BDO said no, so the top players broke away. One of them was Phil Taylor, who had sensationally burst onto the scene in the early 90s.
And by 1994, Bobby George was the only big name left playing in the Embassy World Championships, and he was more glitter than gold. Bobby's got a little lady down in Essex called Lil, who sews on them sequins for £5 1,000. Magnus Karras here then, needs 141, looking at the 60. Got it. Treble 15. Double it. Oh, you can see how he feels. Bobby, just once. Double top. Best bet, Bob, 16 and double. You won't need to be told twice. Get it! Need 66, treble 10 will be handy. Singles all right there. 16 he wants. Tops will do! Incredible excitement here, Elvis Wagner now for a chip sandwich! The line of me life. I've been a rocker from the age of 16. Well, give or take. My mum did let me stop wearing a vest, and she allowed me to wear a canary yellow pullover. Snazzy or what? I said it in 1994, and I had just been to Graceland in Sun Studios. I was wearing my brow low and my collar high. I'd just seen a shot of Clement Freud tasting the bangers and chips at Lakeside, and the joint were jumping. The joint really was jumping with a vengeance at the first Professional Darts Corporation events. They started out with the philosophy that darts should be fun. So you need a bit of razzmatazz to pull in the punters. I watched the first ever Sky PDC World Championship from the Circus Tavern Purfleet in Essex in the tap room of the Railway Boozer in Budsey in Yorkshire, where I live. First, I had to laugh. Jeff Stelling came down to the stage through a dense fog of dry ice with 2 unrecognisable figures behind him. And he said, "Now please welcome 2 household names, Dennis Priestley and Jockey Brown." Landlord John Oxley winked at me and said, "Sid, cock up in the first minute. That bloke thinks he's you." But the smoke, hot and cold running oasis, and nubile dollies with banners was spot on. If you can't beat them sitters, I thought, join the buggers. And so I did. In Blackpool in the summer of 1994, the stars old and new of the PDC met their soulmates. And so did I. Dennis Priestley, Embassy winner in 1991, was favourite, but Larry Butler, the Bald Eagle, was no mug. They both gave me plenty to get the old Geordie lip flapping.
Right to the end.
Takes the pasty from the oven at just the right time. Pressure darts from Dennis, but is it in time?
So here is Larry Butler on 100. He now needs 80.
60.
And that could let Priestley back in here. Priestley needs 46.
Dennis's eyes are bulging.
like the belly of a hungry chaffinch.
32 remaining, double 16 to save the day. He knows where it is.
30.
But the dart goes astray. Larry Butler for America, for the crown. Sid Waddell, call him in.
Yes, it's been a game that went truly the opposite of what I thought. The American for the title wants tops. That's a good one. Open bed and a bumper in, maybe. Yes! Larry Butler upsets the four books and the pros and the experts. And down it goes, snow in Blackpool in August. Larry Butler gives Dennis a pasting. What a game! Dennis got back into it, but the American has won the title 16-12. And at the Circus Tavern a few months later, Taylor and Lowe cranked up their standard to an unbelievable level. First man to get 5 sets is the winner.
140.
And Dr. Spock's beating this lad down just to enjoy the action.
$96.
And this is going to take some
Thank
saying,
you.
so pin back your lug oils. The sequence of legs in this has been 15, 15, 15, 14, 15, 14. It's tremendous stuff, that consistency.
Well, even Captain Spock can't have seen stars like these in his travels.
100.
Some tricky commentary going on here. And some absolutely into ballistic darts flying it up there. Put him on the Starship Enterprise, he would be captain. Some old stagers like Cliff Lazarenko, here with a wife, really entered into the new spirit of the game. And Cliff is off and looking for something yellow in a tall glass. And I don't mean daffodils.
You see, the lads never change. You can take the darter out of the pub, but you'll never take the pub out of the darter. Do the lads not hate all those commercial breaks on Sky? Doesn't it break their concentration? Does it hell? The rules say no booze on the hockey. But when the adverts are on, you can have a couple of quick swallies backstage. Cosy, or what? And what sport? I mean, even Shakespeare on a good night would have been pushed to do justice to the greatest darts player who ever drew breath. Phil the Power Taylor.
It's the hour of the power.
140.
Well, maybe, John, there's a darts Valhalla, so we all end up in the sky sometimes, sitting, sipping mead and watching the great ghosts. Might happen. And you've got to ask among the movers 100. And the shakers of the game, who can short-circuit the power? All Bella needs is fangs and a Transylvanian passport.
In these days of rugby players scrumming down against electronic machines, it's nice now that he gets this accuracy practicing with the wife, throwing in the living room, a game where he only scores a point if he gets more than 100. And if he loses, he has to make the tea.
Taylor had Della for tea. In the final, Dennis Priestley was the main course. John Gray nearly had a seizure of the tonsils there with attention, and he's not the only one. What an amazing match! 4-3 to Taylor, but Dennis playing a blinder.
Brilliant stuff.
The world final.
100.
Bubbling along. The croutons is in, and extra garlic. What a feast! You could hear a blob of vinegar dropping a chip in this hall as they throw.
That's double 8 he wants, 10 double 8. He wasn't prepared to risk it. Now he's got to go back up there anyway for double 4 to keep his hopes alive. Breathless Taylor. Priestley still!
Oh, Dennis saved it! 5-4!
And just watch, Dennis's darts are going in the 60 at more angles than hypotenuse ever dreamed of.
180!
One leg away, he's got 1 foot in the
58.
crematorium, Dennis. And the other one is very near thin ice.
Dennis is going to have to step in and burgle this one.
Yes!
Dick Turpin would have been proud of that one.
That is Priestley.
Dennis was now working his trolleys off.
In a last determined ditch effort to get back into the match. This is the result. Quite outstanding dance!
And he's even relishing it. Well, a sensational sport at darts. You get cracks with beer bellies and fags. And this game is being played in a spirit that some other
60.
sports would be delighted to have.
Dennis under the cosh, but still doing the gladiatorial in a slow bit at the appropriate time. He's possibly thinking about a 9-darter. He is thinking about a 9-darter. This would be an incredible...
It is, it's on! He's set up a 9-dart! I don't believe it! I do not believe it! He's fighting for his life, but he's set up a 9-dart!
That's when it's most likely to happen. When you've got to do it, you do it! And Taylor gets a maximum now! But settle down! One and all!
41.
This could be the most magic
Thank you, ladies and
moment of
gentlemen.
them all.
The joint erupts!
A 9-dart wins you 25,000 quid.
Looking at treble 19. The 9-dart is on, but Dennis...
Yes, that means
Two
now he
more.
wants 90. Treble 18 for double 18. Oh, so close.
Missed the treble 18 by a 60th of an inch.
I think even Phil Taylor feels for him there.
Poor old Dennis. He should have had an era named after him, just like Bristow did. But with Taylor in the ascendancy, he was always destined to be the bridesmaid rather than the real thing. What a sight. The Priestley family. Sick as parrots, staying lively as lottery winners. Who'd have thought at Handy used to handle bags of bloody slack in Yorkshire? To be as delicate as Dr. Kildare. Sewn up some small private part. I mean, it's very delicate what you have to do in this.
190!
It was as easy as shelling unshelled peas.
And wherever you're watching this, and whatever other buttons are on your telly set, make no doubt, folks, here we have the two best players on the planet drawing oxygen through their nostrils at the moment. Even doing Tash shampoo in between, because your mouth gets dry and you got to lick your lips.
40!
Sweating like a camel in a heat wave, Taylor. He is programmed Zen and the art of dart maintenance coming through in the ship, Taylor. I'm not kidding. His mind is locked into exactly what the task is. Like oiling up an old Norton motorbike.
Once again, poor old Dennis.
Professional champion, Phil Taylor!
Who would a must like to have a natter with? Phil Taylor, the greatest dart flinger of all time. Phil, who's your best friend? I'll ask him, this year, will you break all the records and win the PDC World Championship? I'll ask him how he keeps it fit. Is that a real Tash? Phil, how do you keep it cool? It'll be great to pick up a few tips. Worst of all, I'd like to ask him why he bubbles all the time.
It may be the hazy side of purple, but there's a point of the patter. Mention the Israelites, the Beatles or Elvis, Hamlet or Othello and his missus, or Snow White and her nasty vain mummy, and the chances are folks will twig what you're on about. As Del Boy said, verbally, my son, the world's your lobster.
Nobody turned my prose more purple than Eric Bristow. He became world champion a record 5 times. The glittering young star of the 80s had struggled with dartitis for a long time, but in 1997 you prove you still a star in the new firmament. World Championships, he took out Bob Vanderson and later did the demolition job on his old pal Alan Murray. Eric, covered in lipstick, like he's been mugged by an airborne really. A Purfleet with a crown-ground Bristow Mavic. Eric even showed his protege Phil Taylor a thing or two in the semi-final.
Yeah.
100.
These are the lads with the nos and cognoscendi. Oh, they're even bringing in props now, Dave. Are they in the right union, I ask? And if you're experiencing electrical problems around Billericay or Chelmsford,
70.
if your wattage is low, it's maybe because there is a black hole of electricity sucking up all the energy over the Circus Tavern.
So Sid Waddell, now the darts are nearly over in 1997. It's not really just beginning. Your commentary has been simply heaven. He's an angel in disguise.
But I can be rubbish in the other 359 days. Well, as giraffes say, you get no leaves unless you stick your neck out. Brucey's poised to kick back in, not far from leveling it up.
Game shot on the third leg. Eric Bristow.
Success! Looking good! I'm chugging away with this service! Brill, Brucey!
Game on.
What if he takes this? He's ahead!
Game shot on the seventh set. Eric Bristow.
He just needs one more! Shows the crowd he's belly button, and why not? Pandemonium here in Essex! Bristow shows the old magic! Face of a
100.
cult, and the most famous face in darts history. It could have graced a Roman gold coin.
Brave fight. But Taylor won, and one feels it was Eric's last chance of grabbing glory. But would anybody else ever inspire me to work like this?
Remember what happened to Little Red Riding Hood when she got home with the three little pigs, and huffing and puffing started, the house fell down.
Okay, it is complete and utter bollocks. But what did Willie Wordsworth say about emotion recollected in tranquility? Well, you just try being tranquil, pal, when the fun starts up on the hockey. The crowds had a swally, all 2,000 of them, so have the players. If you're three commentators high on each other's adrenaline, a director telling you to crank it up, and then they send you to Rochester Castle, where Charlie Dickens used to hang out. What better role model could a lad want?
There will be aggression and violence on that hockey. Grievous bodily darts that Bill Sykes couldn't have dished out. There'll be darts for Dodgers. And I reckon by 11 o'clock, Dave Lannon, just like Albert Twist, you, the viewers, will be asking for more. When two Dutchmen take the hockey, we go from bad to verse.
Amazing game darts, the cruelest in the world.
95.
Forget Christians, lions, gladiators with nets and swords. This is cruel. Yeah, and he's got the bull now, double 16, you can see. Oh,
Game shot on the fourth
Dutch
leg.
magic!
Roland John,
Like when
Ray
Naskins was
Barnable.
on the go with Cruyff and the
Fifth
boys.
leg, Ray
Wizardry
to
on the hockey.
first. Game on.
And what the big lad, Barney Veld, is a postman. I wouldn't be surprised if he stands at the end of the drive and throws the letters through the letterbox. Well, the boys from Brueggeland could paint the town red tonight if they keep this up. It's amazing! She's 40. Well,
Roland, you require
they say in
40.
Gouda, damn. Dutch storming away with it. Once double 10 for 5 zip. It's
Game
in!
shot on the fifth leg.
So
Roland
it's on the
John,
first
Ray
break, and the
Barnable.
two Brits in black have been pummeled by two flying Dutchmen.
This, folks, is sport.
And it's also Cape Canaveral on bonfire night.
60.
Barney won't turn to rubble, but Rod will try a demolition job. He is looking in fantastic form. With or without the pressure, you can do this in the front room before Auntie Mabel comes round for tea, but do it in a world final.
140.
Well, Max Spygraves Taught the Dutch how to sing about little mouses with clogs on. Can Essex man Harrington show them how to come from behind to win a darts match?
Oh, look at this now.
Look at this. Oh, casual, elegant, like shelling beat
Does require 104.
He's perspiring like a pudding in a pot.
The game's not over yet, but it's hard to see how Harrington and Burnett can now win
100.
6 on the trot.
Me think they speak with fork clog.
Oh, is this another 180?
I'll bet it is. Class!
You bet right.
180.
You could put your last guilder on it. Unbearable tension here. Butlins, Bogner, bouncing, breath intake. Can Rod save the match? Double 8 to stay in.
Shot. And
The coolest customer
Rod
of
Harrington,
the entire camping complex saves it.
The thing I hate most is people who suggest that I write my ad libs out a fortnight before the tournaments. God bless. Knock around for a couple of hours with Brissy, Jamie and Graham Stoddart, and you'll be talking complete bollocks too. Once Bobby George said to me, Sydney, don't think us darts players is thick. My doubles partner has 5 GECs.
But the serious side of darts is very serious, especially when a 9-dart leg can win you £25,000.
Taylor, obviously got 9-dart in mind. So has Rod. He nearly got it the other night. I thought he was within a quarter of an inch less. He was within a 16th of an inch of getting the 9-darter.
75.
Taylor, setting out here to put 3 in the 60.
1,
And he's that's some of this because he's got the whole bed to aim at.
2,
He's on the 9-darter again. You wouldn't believe it.
3.
Come on! Put your points down! Fix on this! He's sublined up again twice tonight!
Well, 6 perfect darts from Taylor.
95.
Once again, down the saddle. You require 161, says Bruce Spenley. Away you go.
9-14 on an autumn night in Rochester. He's on it! He's on it! He wants treble 17.
He can hear you, Sid. He can hear you. We're quite close to the stage. Settles himself. A lot of pin drops in the room. Treble 17. Got it. Wants the bull for 25,000.
136.
Right again, it's the second time this week. Man's missed the ball.
Pure skill. But Sky cameras have proved that these days, darts is pure science.
Welcome to my world. You know, I thought I was a smart lad and knew everything about dart science until Flight Cam came along and unlocked the mystery of the dart.
About 20 years ago, we changed from brass darts to tungsten, which means the darts are thinner.
Heavier, so they've got to be really belted. So the throw will be like this one from Dennis Smith. There's the release. It goes up into a natural arc. I want to see the whole thing through in the proper arc. Here it goes, no deviation at all. But I'll stop it, because what happens, you would have thought with the likes of Taylor and Priestley and Lowe, it's either a shallower or a higher arc. Not so. Watch this one from Dennis, because I didn't believe me eyes. There's the release, but watch this. There, look at that. I call that a wibble. In flight, the thing obviously jumps around before landing exactly where the lad wanted. Say it again if you don't believe me. Look, it's perfectly fluid at first, then it wibbles. It actually changes angle about 3 times. Yeah, the maestro Taylor. Now look, He's dead on, but watch how it dips at the end. It actually lands at a slight downward angle. Just stop. This is the Maestro lure. Flat air trajectory, perfect finger work, perfect flight. More like Smith's. It took the machine to show us the whole thing.
That's modern science. Jamie Harvey, a new Scott star, doesn't need it.
Nobody messes with brave dart.
The commentator's dream, Jamesy Brave Dart Harvey, John Thomas Wilson, Rod Stewart, Rob Roy and Rabsy Nesbitt all rolled into one. The only man I know who can produce all the ingredients of the perfect margarita from a whole doll the size of a backy pouch. He's one of a species that almost defies definition, the tungsten tossers.
Nobody works at crowds better than Jamie.
Rod wearing the old school tie of a very approved school. And I am told that Jamie's probation officer is on the premises.
This reminds me of one of those cycle races around the Manchester Velodrome where they follow each other slowly, 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 always next to each other, waiting for another to break. And that's what's happened here. Suddenly they're sprinting, both of them for the line.
We've seen over the years the Yorkie fans led by Jenny Priestley shouting, "Come on, Dennis, come on, Dennis!" They scream, "Get that sloppy head off." Well, Jamie has certainly got the sloppy head on today.
4-1.
It's a very precise expression, sloppy head. It means you've got wool for brains. You're not making the right connections in your head.
43.
And in darts, the most important muscle in your body is the one between your legs. Bend in.
Jamie required 40.
It's just past Santa time. How's Jamie's claws? Cue the chip shop because you need energy to watch a marathon like this. And Jamie's got to be sick as a chip in a regular 10 after this performance, because sometimes he's been just plain sloppy.
100.
The incentive, surely, Sid, to make the most of it.
Doing that hockey like a sword dancer with bare feet. This is the real Jamie Harvey, I say now, folks.
140.
The crowd, the effect on them like some imperial enemy in the old days, hearing the skirl of the pipes and drums of the Black Watch.
100.
Jimmy is skirling here in Essex.
Jamie Harvey is only one of a new bouncing breed on the hockey. Shane the Bulldog Burgess is another.
Shane a throw first. The rest of order, please. Game on.
There was less noise when Pompeii was swamped in lava. Absolute pandemonium here after that amazing ball
100.
to save the match by Shane. They are into this with every corpuscle, synapse and sinew, from the players to every spectator.
139.
Barmaids are frozen like Greek statues watching. No beers being served. Everybody's eyes absolutely hooked on that board.
41.
Yes, referee, Ross Bray there. And we talked about the stamina of the players, Sid, but you have to admire the stamina of the referees, because they always say a good referee don't notice Ross here, but he certainly hasn't put a foot wrong.
He's tonsil smashing. Mine taking a bit of a bump at the minute, but we'll get over that quick.
100.
It's been an amazing match. 107 Manley at the start, and he had picked up where he left off. He had hit 12 doubles out of 18 in his previous match. He had a 66% average, and now it's changed round. Shane's got the higher checkout percentage,
51 is against 43.
Well, Sid's tonsils holding up pretty well, and our friend Norman Geller in the Sun this morning suggested that you might do well to copy Whispering Ted Lowe.
85.
That, Sid, is like asking Murray Walker to become a Trappist monk.
Absolutely, and stop doing it with his trousers on fire. Oh, unlucky, hit the barrel.
135.
Definitely the deciding set, this for a place in the final. This one set.
And if it should go all square, it's got to be won by 2 clear legs. We should point this out. And who is to say these two are so brilliantly well matched that we might go right to the sudden death decider.
99.
Shane Poston is intent by beating Haringa in the world number 1. This bloke is the number 4 in the world.
$99. Shane requires 76.
160.
Well, he likes
20.
double 18 to finish on, and he's got it now.
Game shot in the first leg. Shane
He looks like a Wydell Johnson, rolling his eyes.
I reckon Bristol's brash newcomer Chris Mason is a future world champion. But here at Blackpool, it was another newcomer, Ronnie Baxter of Lancashire, who took the honours.
Mace the ace shows his pace.
Some game this. Some game this. Oh.
That's the Accrington Mafia. They don't take prisoners.
55.
Baxter 121 now.
121.
Mason on 107. He's left himself an outshot just in case. He nearly got there before.
81.
Remember, 2 treble 20s. He was just the wrong side of the 50 wire. A second go.
We look as though it's going to be a level game now. Baxter coming up to make it 10 apiece.
Game shot
Double 10, 2 darts, replacing the final.
shot.
And his fans, led by his lady Rachel, start the Accrington Stanley Stomp. We all knew Baxter was one tremendous player. He's played with a rival camp up to now, but he showed us all here, get to the final, what he's made of. And take it from me, they live on pies and beer up there in Lancashire, and they turn on boogie. Ronnie's normally a quiet, reserved lad in between matches, and she's a quiet lass sometimes. This is how Lankies let their hair down.
Rod Harrington, the Essex Exo set, has already made his mark in the big time and is a good bet for the future.
Harrington here, by keeping his composure,
Crowd starting to wilt. These two won't. Although the Haslund shown little bits of relaxation, shall we say, as the euphemism. Crowd absolutely stunned by this brilliant match. One of the 3 greatest I think I've ever seen in 25 years. Marvellous match. But look who's lost the sweat. Look who's looking cool now. The number 1 seed. Will probably get first shot at a double for the title.
That's a great last start. It's a great last start. So important. And the thing is, Harrington now, you know, is in the lead for the very first time in the game. And what a time to say, I'm in the lead for the very first
what
time
a time
in the
for Ronnie
match.
to lose his relentless attack on the 60. And they're both showing signs of slack patches. We can all do without them.
Yeah, whatever Rod says, and he did say, I'm playing the board, I'm playing the board, I'm playing the board. It's here where you start thinking, Just 4 or 5 really good inch-perfect darts, and you're home.
See, they were going in, John. Sorry to break in. They were going in to the 60 either side of the marker earlier. Ronnie's tired. Ron's tired. This is testing the very pluck, as Shakespeare would have it.
Ah, double top for the title. Double 10 for the title. Oh, goodness me. And he'll be back. Baxter 172 has got to rely on his opponent missing.
Snatching the darts. He's missing the cover. He's a tired dart player.
52.
And he's given Rodney a cushion as big as the R101 Zeppelin to become the champion with 2 10s.
Double
5s will do.
Very good. But take it from me, nobody's going to be stacking up the silverware till they can work out how to beat the greatest darter ever, Phil Taylor. Just watch this. It's over 100 degrees up there. We're sweating like a pair of swamp donkeys in a sauna.
100.
We thought Harrington was doing well earlier with 103. Taylor's come out just to show he is brilliant. Unbelievable. Pleasure to watch, mind. I've been born and given a tonsil during the Taylor era. Look at this. Better goes in the middle of the 2. Brilliant! Come on! He makes it yes, like a dream! You thinking he done it?
The highest average, I think, in history. It really
in the history
is
of darts?
well,
Nobody's ever done that ever.
Not over this kind of...
Kind of course, certainly not. Fantastic. 112.
Beggars belief, and more to come. More to come. 186.
Getting carried away. He wants the bull.
No, it was
100%.
132. It's the bull wanted now for the match. And I'm not going to predict whether he's going to go for bull or 18 double 16, but I think this time it will be the bull. But all credit to Mawson. Look, he's kept going.
100.
He really has kept his game up in the face of a vicious assault, really.
Certain loudmouth Geordie commentators did put their money where their mouth was, saying he's the greatest ever. I think he's just proved it. That's I defy anybody to say that man is not the greatest dart player that ever tickled metal.
The undisputed champion, Phil Taylor!
So there you have it, lads and lasses. War Sid's wacky world of darts. These days, fans of English footy and cricket have little to smile about. But we could, all Great Britain, put out 5 top 10-man darts teams that could beat the world and give us a giggle at the same time. I'd be sitting there giving it big licks. Are you watching, Venus? Sharpen up your mini javelins on Jupiter. The Brits are on the way to a galaxy near you. I'll see you. Beam me up, jockey.
The rattle of a tumbrel, they're oiling the guillotine. Madame Defarge has put down a knitting. Jamie is pacing like a clog dancer with his feet on fire.
Oh, homework on a Sunday night.
I don't know the 9 times table, but I know the 4 ways out from 53.